Hey, I'm live. Hey, it's Kelly Wilson. I'm a voice actor, and on this week's episode of Real Talk, how I handle changes after a project has been negotiated. But first off, hello. How goes it? Shout out to any of the parents who, you know, have somehow figured out how to sometimes work while your kids are around for the summer and doing the best. So I'm right there with you. And yeah, kid two is napping for now. Hopefully that continues. And kid one, I just brushed my teeth so I could, no mouth noise, just so I would sound fresh and clean. And he was asking me something about, like, basically, "Mom, can I spend money on a video game?" And I was like, "Your dad is talk to your dad. I'm working right now." Just boom, just kept going. So, very loving. Anyways, okay. So this week we're talking about how I handle changes after a project has been negotiated. First off, hey, dude, if you got questions you want me to cover here on the show, please ask away. Kelly at kellywilsonvo.com. I would love to tackle them here on the show. Okay. So how do I handle changes after a project has been negotiated? First up, I mean, before I go into a project, I do like to know what's coming my way. I think most people do. If I can see the script, hopefully there's a script eventually. Um, Sometimes it's right before you do your session. We've all experienced those, right? Who the client is, the voice direction, the rate, the usage, if there are planned revisions, say after the audio has been delivered. Is there a directed session? Yes, no. I want to know what I'm getting myself into so I can deliver. I mean, one, I wanna know if I want to be involved in that project, and two, I wanna know because I wanna know so I know how to best deliver. Makes sense, right? So, I usually have a contract, or if they want a contract or just some sort of agreement, we usually know before starting the project what's coming, right? However, things change. What do you do when they change? They're not allowed to change. Ah! Um, yeah, I'm a control freak, so, first off, I try to plan for everything, which isn't possible, I've learned, but I sure try. And, with each new experience, I note it in the noggin or I write it down because there's no more room in this noggin, and, I think about how I can better prepare for it next time. And, either you're winning or you're learning. And I am trying to be more gentle with myself. And when I am learning, aka messing up, um, instead of, having a good freak out, maybe I do for a couple of seconds, but then I'm like, all right, wait a minute. How can I learn from this? And then I go back and figure it out. That's been pretty helpful last couple of times. And side note, you have to actually have slept in order to have enough self-control to do that. So, for those of you who have trouble being on a sleep schedule like myself, now you know. Okay. So here's some examples of things that have changed after the fact. Copy changes, those are the most, the easiest. I mean, I try to go in asking like, "Hey, are there going to be copy changes? Do you anticipate when you've worked with this client before? Do you think once you hear it, you're going to change some stuff?" And, they answer to the best of their ability. I try to go in knowing that, if there are gonna be changes, then I'll account for it ahead of time. Um, if not, I'll usually my policy is, a brand new piece of copy is a whole new project in my eyes. But if it's like 1 or 2 sentences, usually, I mean, it kinda depends on the project. But usually if it's about 1 or 2 sentences and they ask nicely, then I'll just do it as part of the project. No biggie. I mean, within reason, like 3 years later, "Hey, Kelly, will you revoice this one line 3 years ago, that has already been paid?" And, we like, usually that's a whole new project, but, like I said, it all kinda just depends. But usually if it's 1 or 2 sentences within reason, I'll just do it. Here's another example. So this actually happened recently and kind of sparked this idea. So I'm doing a directed session, and it was a cartoon type character read, and I was playing two different characters. So I did those characters, and then at the end we did have extra time allotted, and I think it wasn't even a full hour. It was only like, I don't know, half hour time slot that we both agreed on and for the directed session, and there was time left, and the director said, "Hey, are you interested, available, willing to do these other voices?" And it was quick additional character lines, and I think it was mostly just sounds and stuff. And I thought about it. It was decision time. I had to make a quick decision, and honestly, I usually like to simmer on my decisions, but I couldn't. It was either yes or no. Like, what's it gonna be? And, in my brain, I kinda had to go through a little checklist. I had to ask myself, in my own head, not out loud, "Is this fair to me? Is the rate fair? Do I like this client? Is this fun to do? Is this a way that I could stretch myself? Is this a good opportunity? Is there enough time in the session to do this? Does this client actually pay on time?" I mean, right? Uh, and in this case, yeah, I did some additional lines for this client, but that doesn't mean that I would every time or every single situation. It really just depends on the situation. But I at least knew enough and have experienced enough to kind of go through those questions in my mind, and answer them, and then boom, decide. Okay, experience is a fantastic teacher, and really, I'm the type of person who has to learn through, like, getting my hands dirty with it. I have to kinda do all of the modalities, right? Uh, I gotta get all up in it. And then still I might not understand. I gotta break it, and then I'll figure it out. So experience is a fantastic teacher, and with that experience, you learn to know and you learn to trust your own limits, and also enforce your own boundaries and figure out, "Wait, what are my boundaries?" And, your values too, and eventually, more often than not, you learn to trust yourself to make the right call most of the time. And then if you don't, you learn how to practice and be easier on yourself, and either you win or you learn, and learning's good. I've been doing a lot of learning lately. Anyway, so that's how I handle changes after a project has been negotiated. And I see there's a viewer. I just can't, whoever's watching, thanks. I appreciate it. Um, Trying to do these live, but I do repurpose this onto my podcast, Real Talk. All right, so thanks for checking out this week's show. Dude, I gotta plug myself because that's what I do. I'm a voice actor. If you hire voice actors, you can check out the demos, kellywilsonvo.com. And if you need different voice actors, check out my freebie. You can score yourself 5 fantastic voice actors for your roster. One of them's me. kellywilsonvo.com/subscribe. And you can subscribe to my email list, and yeah, I'll let you know what's happening with the podcast, what's happening with me, and also when I am not available, which is how I score voiceover jobs half the time. Or no, that's what it feels like. The best way to get a voiceover job: go on vacation, leave the studio, and then all of a sudden it just starts pouring rain. But no, kind of joking, but also thankful because that's how it's been. Hey, if you have questions for me, I would love, to tackle it here on the podcast, and I'd love to hear you, man. I'd love to hear and know that someone's listening. But no, I'd like to know, what questions you have, because my brain doesn't work the same as yours, and that's that's cool. So send me an email, kelly@kellywilsonvo.com if you have a question. Love to tackle it here on the show. Hey, dude, ratings, reviews, likes, share this with someone. It helps me out. If you like the show, tell someone about it who would actually enjoy it as well. And I do put this show on weekly, anchor.fm/kellywilsonvo. You can go directly to Anchor, or you can, go everywhere that you can listen to podcasts. I I prefer Apple. I'm an Apple girl, but Spotify ain't bad either. And yeah, so there you go. So check out the podcast every week, man. Anchor.fm/KellyWilsonVO. This has been Real Talk, and I really appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I heard it's Friday when this is being recorded, but have a great Ooh, Father's Day weekend this weekend. Don't forget. I've already mostly taken care of. I've gotten my dad covered. Father-in-law still needs to be covered, and then my husband, the father of my children. So, hey, I'm in better shape than usual. So, there you go. All right, good luck. Have a great weekend. Bye.